YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and welcome back. It's Sunday, so I thought I would do something a little bit different for you all today, and I'm going to today have a discussion regarding what can Creative Assembly do in order to bring the excitement back to Total War Warhammer 3. I made a video not that long ago. It was a very negative video, and rightfully so, because the state of Total War Warhammer 3 was very pathetic. It's getting better as time goes on, but it's still quite pathetic for what it should have been at launch. Now, some of you might think, is this another negative video? No, I'm not making another negative video. The negative video got a lot of views, and I guess if I was really just focused on getting views for my channel only, that I would have just started making a bunch of negative videos bashing on the game, because apparently that brings in quite a lot of people to watch it. That's not my objective today, though. My objective today is to give some constructive feedback on what the Creative Assembly can do in order to get players back into Total War Warhammer 3 and get them excited about it. And the first and foremost thing they have to do is they have to launch the Immortal Empires campaign map. Now, we do know that this is coming. They said that it was coming in quarter 3, and we are expecting that in quarter 3. So, I mean, that will be the first ticket. However, the release of the map alone won't be a solve-all, in my opinion. There's going to need to be more. And so that is really the intent of this purpose, is to discuss what more is going to have to be there in order to make this so special that it overcomes the negatives that were out there for Game 3 and gets people excited and fully engaged and back into the Warhammer 3 environment. So, the map is the first piece, and when that map launches, I think there needs to be a few things different regarding the map. I think that what we saw in Warhammer 2, and I'll show you all in a minute when we get back out to the campaign map. I'm actually playing this while we go along. This is especially for Pretani, one of my mods on Discord, because he wants to see me playing Belagar Ironhammer campaign. And I'd love to. We need that Immortal Empires map out there. So in any case, yes, what needs to be there? The map, when you look at it currently in Warhammer 2, the Immortal Empires map, it doesn't stretch all the way through each continent. There are areas that got cut short, that don't entirely get filled out. So like, for instance, Nagaron doesn't go all the way to its westernmost border. The Southlands get cut off, and it doesn't go all the way down to the southern tip. Same thing with Lustria. It gets cut off. So there are too many areas of the map getting cut off. Now, some people might be saying, give CA some credit. That map was absolutely huge. It was huge. It was great. I'm not bashing the map in Warhammer 2. It was fantastic, and CA even expanded it over time. And I would recommend that they do the same thing in Warhammer 3, be willing to expand that map over time, and they probably will. However, if you want to get people over all of that frustration and anger that the game didn't have what they were looking for at launch, then you're going to have to do something epic. The map is going to have to be absolutely gargantuan in nature. You cannot cut stuff off and hope to get the benefit that you got on Warhammer 2. They are going to have to go all out. It is going to have to be an all or nothing, go big or get out approach, in my opinion. The map will have to include all of the continents, not just the pieces that we once saw. That won't be good enough going into this game. It's going to have to be more, because the game's a sequel. So when they do it, don't cut off Lustria. Don't cut off the Southlands. Don't cut off any of the new areas of the map like in Cathay. Make it a complete and total world map. Now, if Creative Assembly does cut off, let's say, an area like around End, because one of these days they're going to add End, and I don't know this, I'm speculating for the sake of example, right? Let's say that they intended to add End. Well, if they do, maybe that area of the map won't be fully developed, because they're going to develop it and release it as a free update for whenever they eventually release that DLC. That type of thing is fine. However, when Immortal Empires launches, it needs to be huge. It has to be epic. So that's the first thing. Add all the nooks and crannies of the map. Expand it. Even the southern and northern Chaos Waste need to be included. Make it absolutely massive. Make the Warhammer 2 map look small so that it feels like a proper sequel. In my opinion, that's the first step. And it's a step that they can make relatively easily And I think that that would help to bring some excitement to Total War Warhammer 3, as it now offers something that Game 2 never could have, which is an even bigger map with even more factions. Now, the next piece that I want to discuss is I guess another important step in bringing the excitement. There are still some factions from Game 1 and Game 2 who don't have a unique starting position for every single lord or sub-faction within their race, and that needs to be addressed and fixed. That cannot stand. Every lord and every sub-faction needs to have a unique start position. So that will have to be something that Creative Assembly looks at and takes care of. So a couple of examples. The von Karsteins, Vlad and Isabella, they need to maybe be split up and have, more unique starts. In fact, all the vampires starting right in the same place, period, with the exception of, say, like Gorst, is something that should probably be looked at. Volkmar does not have a unique start. Grombrindle does not have a unique start. Some of these lords need unique starts in order to be fully independent and something that brings people back to play through the game over and over again. And not only that, all the existing start positions for legendary lords should be reconsidered upon releasing the full map, right? Because there might be places when the full map of Game 3 comes out where it makes more sense for a lord who may already have a unique start position, but to have them start somewhere different. So I think that would be absolutely critical. Now let's move on to the next piece of this. The next thing that Creative Assembly is going to need to do, in my opinion, is a massive rework of the Warriors of Chaos. And the reason I say that is because the Warriors of Chaos have been waiting a long time for a rework anyway. They did get some updates from Creative Assembly, and those were very helpful updates. We got Regiments of Renown. They updated some of the Horde mechanics and stuff like that. But we're going to need to see more for the Warriors of Chaos. Something that makes them unique, something that obviously integrates the ability to do, something like dedication to some of the monogods, where you can pick up special Nurgle units or Khorne units or Tzeentch units or so forth, right? That needs to be integrated into the Warriors of Chaos. And then, in my opinion, they also need better gameplay. Just the straight Horde gameplay with them is kind of disappointing and boring. And they need some updated mechanics and other stuff like that to make them more playable. And at the same time that they're doing this, they could throw in some free content, hopefully big free content, with like when I say free content, because the Warriors of Chaos are themselves a DLC, so I guess it has to be a DLC. But they could throw in some content for those who already own the Warriors of Chaos, and then they could add some stuff into the base game as well as free LC. So they're going to need to make those huge updates to Chaos. And then I'll move on to the next point from there, because the updates to Chaos are huge. And those are just a couple of ideas that I have around Chaos, and make a better gameplay rather than just the Horde thing, because I don't think it's great. I don't have a ton of ideas right off the top of head, but it needs to be improved. And then the other thing they're going to need to do is, as mentioned, they're going to need to add units to them. Bring something there to where it makes them super exciting, and people see like, holy crap, look at all these new units. I have to go play that game again. So from there, we're going to move on to the next step, which is free content. CA is going to need to drop a massive bomb of free content in order to get people interested. Now, I'm not saying that they can't do any DLCs or that they need to hand out DLCs for free, but one of the ways that they could get people back in is free content. You almost usually can't go wrong with free content in terms of trying to help your fans be happy. So whatever the case is, whether they add some more Regiments of Renown, whether they add it to an existing faction, however they want to do it, adding pieces of the map for free, adding a free LC Lord of some sort to base game factions, whatever they want to do, add free content. Put plenty of that out there, and that will get people excited and help bring them back in. Now, I want to go ahead and start to wrap up the video. I don't want to be much over the 10-minute mark because I don't want to ramble on forever. I've tried to keep this somewhat focused. Though, to be fair, I'm playing a game while speaking, so I'm sure I haven't been perfectly focused the entire time. So let's wrap up the three key pillars, in my opinion, to bring back the crowd to Warhammer 3. Release the Immortal Empires map. Good thing is, we know that one is on the roadmap, so that will eventually come, hopefully on time. It's got to be on time. 2, make the map far more expansive and far larger than anything we've seen in Game 2. Because even in Game 2, this is a huge map, but look, they cut things off. And here, bring all of that in. Don't leave anything cut off. And then the third pillar here, which is going to be massive update to Chaos and free content. You put those 3 things together, I think they've got a chance of bringing back all the excitement into the game and getting people to where that they want to play it. It repopulates the game. It reinvigorates the game. At least that's my hope. That's what I would love to see. You all go down in the comments. Tell me whether you think I've gotten it right or wrong. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'm trying to be constructive today, and I'm trying to put feedback out there. We tore down the roadmap. We talked about how much we didn't like it. So today, I added some ideas out there on how I think they can fix the situation. HeirofCarthage is signing out for now. I'll see you all next time with some more content in Total War. See you then.